For all the idiots out there. All the idiots out there. I said this was going to be my last video on this topic. But I get more and more idiots. So I have to keep explaining to more and more idiots who cannot understand where someone may be coming from because they're too addicted to these gacha games. I have people who play Honkai Star Rail every day since its launch telling me that it's a skill issue that these players who have never even been able to make it to the end game have. Because, wow, really? I didn't know people who have never made it to the end game before have a skill issue because they never made it to enemies. Like, I am sick of this bullshit. So let's get straight into this bullshit. I saw an E0, S0 Blade, and Jade clear MOC 12 in 4 cycles. Keep in mind, the entire point, like the first video of this topic, was that you need new characters to make older DPSs better or simply newer DPSs in order to clear content easier, and that you need significantly higher investment for your teammates and your old DPSs than you do these new DPSs. A casual Relic investment acheron is going to clear MOC 12. A casual Relic investment Jing Liu, Imbibitor Lune, Jing Yuan isn't going to clear MOC 12. So that is why, boys, right here, being a free-to-play casual in HSR sucks. Because if you take breaks off the game, these people are making up bullshit, okay? Everyone I've argued with has said some shit like, oh, you can get 8 to 10k gems every patch. When in the first video I make, it talks about I talk about it in this video too, taking a break. So you miss 1 patch's worth of gems, you come back, you can't get those 100 pulls that you probably missed out on because you were gone from the game. You come back and now the enemies are stronger, new DPSs are stronger, your older characters are struggling to clear the content anymore. That is the issue, okay? And then people are like, oh, you mean old gacha games? No! I mentioned HSR. Yes, this applies to all gacha games, but in HSR, it is the worst, which is why I say HSR. In Genshin, you literally have elemental reactions that can make almost every character good. Any of them can do damage, right? One of the strongest elemental reactions, Hyper Bloom, relies on Kuki Shinobu, who is a 4-star. Like, please, people, understand, free-to-play casual in HSR. Then people say, oh, Wuthering Waves has bad Echo XP. No, it has bad Echo XP if you're maxing every single Echo. If you take Echoes to level 15 and see if they get 1 or 2 crit stats before leveling them up, you'll be able to get a full set of Echoes way faster than you would in HSR. I invested in 8,000 resin for my Imbibitor Lune, and I still don't have a full set of relics that are good for him. Right? Like, I've gotten double crit relics, don't get me wrong, but the rolls haven't been good. So, people are addicted to these gacha games. Everyone arguing with me here is people who have never been in this situation. They play these games every day. They never take a break. They have high relic investment. They have all these characters to make these teams, telling me that free-to-play casuals don't have it hard, don't have these issues, and can still deal with power creep, not realizing what casual means. They don't get it. They don't understand that playing the game every day nonstop forever isn't casual. Now, let's get into something else. I don't know how people don't get bored by playing Honkai Star Rail every day for that long. Oh, this reminds me of something else. People were telling me, oh, not everyone plays Honkai Star Rail Endgame. Are you stupid? Are you stupid? I'm not going to hold back for this video. Are you retarded? Once you finish this game's story, guess what's left to do? The end game. Oh, who would have fucking guessed, right? All you have left to do in this game, once you finish the story, is the end game and dailies. And the only reason you do dailies is to get new characters so you can clear the end game. Who would have fucking guessed? Like, we wait 1.5 months for a patch, and we finish that patch's story in 1 to 2 days. Like, it is bad. It is bad. Please stop telling me that, oh, not everyone plays the end game. Yes, they fucking do. Because there's literally nothing left to do at the end of the video game. Then there's a lot of people are agreeing with me, but a lot of people are just being so stubborn and in denial. I don't even know what Epic 7 is, but I just gave them a like. Okay. Also, I will say power creep will almost never be an issue in the first rough year of the game. This literally happened to Honkai Star Rail, didn't it? Weren't Jing and Bibiter Lune like so much stronger than everyone else? Oh yeah, I say in the first video. Yeah, this is just going over what I did before. By the way, I get pretty pissed in these comments at some point. Okay, here we go. Here, before I make my statement, I would like to say, I'm about to say, without any malicious intent behind it, glad that you got better. One, Honkai Star Rail isn't casual friendly. Most of the game you can, by the way, yeah, he's talking about me here. Like, this is referencing me, not him. Most of the game you can auto battle. It takes minutes to complete dailies or farm for materials, whether you're a new player or a veteran. Yeah, but okay. The reason I say casual investment is because a casual player isn't going to be on every day. Okay? I know it only takes 5 minutes to get your daily relics. However, only hardcore players are going to do those every day, and casual players aren't. That is the difference. That is why I'm trying to make these comparisons. Okay? I'm not trying to be rude to this guy because he was nice. Glad that you got better. Thank you, my man. Comparing the generosity of wuwa to HSR. You can't compare... Okay, this is just a code people have. That because we got the free selector because of the game's issues. But the problem is, even if you remove the game selector, I still have every single 5-star that has come out since launch, including a Calcharo, an Encore, and a Verena. And I also have 3 5-star weapons. I still would have gotten all of those without the rewards that we got from the issues with the game. Comparing gacha games to other games. You keep on making comparisons to games outside of gacha games when you have to realize that gacha games are their own thing. No, we can make comparisons from other games to gacha games. Elden Ring is open world. Genshin, fucking wuwa is open world. We can compare them. It doesn't matter if it's gacha, okay? My point being that all these other games don't have this issue, right? This is why I specify in my video, this is for gachas specifically, and this is why I compare them. That the market is getting too saturated for gachas. There are way more companies who have seen Genshin, HSR, and wuwa success and are now jumping on the bandwagon, leading to way more games coming out. But the problem is that these gacha games are time gated. Okay? Let's say I play HSR off launch. I have Seal, I have Jing Yuan, I have these other like characters, you know, 1.2, 1.2, or 1.3, 1.4, blah 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 blah, right? I take a break. Let's say 3 months. So that's 2 patches. Now, what people don't understand, which pisses me off the most, is I can tell these people aren't free to play just by the way they talk. Oh, you still get 10,000 gems every patch as a free to play. Have any of you considered of someone losing the 50-50? Huh? Literally no one in any of these arguments is considering that you can even lose a 50-50 on a banner. Because if you lose a 50-50, you just spent a month and a half on the game, grinding and playing it, and you don't get the character you want. Meaning you now need to invest another month and a half into the game. Okay? So that is now 3 months of playing the game to get one limited character. Okay? This is the issue that I am bringing up. Everyone that I talk to in here telling me that all DPSs do fine are bringing up their best in-slot supports that are limited or E6 4-stars that all have good relic investment. Like, please understand that a free-to-play is on average probably getting 1 5-star every 2 months, right? You split it in half because they lose one 50-50, they win one 50-50, and it goes that way, right? So if they take a break, it becomes even worse, right? They missed out on an entire possible 5-star characters pulls because they took a break from the game. That is one less support or one less new DPS that they have on their team that they could use for future characters. No one in these comments are getting this. They're all telling me like, oh, this old DPS with really good relic investment and old best in slot supports can still clear at 3 to 4 cycles. Like, oh my god, man, please, you guys are stupid. Power creep in HSR. Now this general, but there is power creep in most gachas. And the power creep in HSR isn't a ridiculous amount. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now, this is completely fucking wrong. Pokey, on his stream, he went on his mods account, E2S1 Jing Yuan. Now, yes, he doesn't have the best relics, right? But it is an E2S1 Jing Yuan. And it took him 10 cycles the first try, and 8 cycles the second try. With an E1 Huo, and I believe an E1 Ruan Mei. 8 cycles with an E2S1 Jing Yuan that actually has even above casual investment, which is what I'm arguing in these videos. Then he uses acheron. A low investment acheron, right? Like very, very low. She does have her Lycomb, but she's E0 and very low investment. And she clears in 3 cycles. You see the issue here? These new DPSs not only are at less eidolons and less investment, but are still clearing twice as fast as these old characters. Okay? And again, that Jing Yuan wasn't even casual investment. He was mid to high investment with an entire team of limited supports. I believe he ran him with Sparkle, Ruan Mei, and Huo. So, let me see what I responded. Even without the wuwa launch rewards, I'd have it. Oh yeah, this is the same thing. Even without the wuwa launch rewards, I'd have everything I have now, just without an S1 Calcharo. Also saying you can clear endgame content with high investment. Oh yeah, he says it somewhere down here. Yeah, the reason I'm saying the power creep isn't ridiculous is because you can still clear endgame content with the older DPS units. Do they require more investment? Yes, but it's doable and you can do it casually. These people do not understand what casually means. Again, I'm really trying to be nice with this guy here because he was super nice with me. Glad that you got better. I'm just very frustrated right now, so I'm sorry if I come off aggressive. But you admit here, yes, they require more investment, but you can still do it casually. What happens when you spend, like, let's say half a month to a month getting relic investment in your Jing Yuan? You now need to do the same for all your supports on your team. Okay? That is the issue. It becomes a thing of you need to build entire teams with good relic investment in order to be able to clear the endgame content. Right? That is the issue. So I say also you cannot, saying you can clear endgame content with higher investment in relics, and then saying casually in the same sentence after I said casual investment is dumb. Which is yes. I said my entire argument here is casual free-to-plays who have casual investment in relics. How many times are my points going to be misinterpreted? You cannot clear endgame content with casual investment in old DPSs while you can with the new ones, which is true. You can clear MOC 12 with a casual investment in Acheron and a casual investment in Firefly. And I don't know if you guys heard, Fei Xiao seems to be Acheron tier and is also a break follow-up. So she's going to be another low investment DPS. All these new characters are becoming extremely low investment and are way stronger than the previous characters because they have way more broken mechanics. Bro, this just straight up doesn't make sense. perspective, right? Let's say this is all true. They do the entire 3 months and they lose a 50-50. Now fucking what? Now what? What do they have to show for those 3 months that they invested into the game to get pulls for? A fucking Bailu? A Bailu? This is my point, okay? Okay, this is my point. It sucks for free-to-play casuals. There's a reason why I specified free-to-play. Because if you're not free-to-play and you can spend money on these games, you can make up for your mistakes and actually end up getting a limited 5-star at least every 2 patches. Your arguments are so wonky and full of fallacies, I really don't know what to make them. Like, what's even the point of the video? I hate this shit, man. Like, oh my god. This gives me an actual headache. I'm lost. I accidentally disliked this. I swear to God, I accidentally disliked it. I do it all the time because I do it on my iPad, and at times when I scroll, it happens. I'm lost. Isn't this every gacha? How is this relegated to just HSR? You guys can read that yourselves. I'm tired. I said because HSR has the worst case of power creep, meaning it affects the game the most. Wuwa and ZZZ are completely new, so it doesn't matter if you take a break. New characters won't be all that much stronger. Sorry, I had a bit of a burp. Wuwa and ZZZ are completely new, so it doesn't matter if you take a break, because new characters won't be all that much stronger. And Genshin, you can literally clear anything with elemental reactions, which is true. One of the strongest teams in this game is reliant on Kuki Shinobu, a 4-star, because she can enable Hyper Bloom, and Hyper Bloom is the most broken shit in the entirety of Genshin. HSR is the only one who has new damage dealers, doing 2 to 3 times better than old DPSs. Literally just saw an E2 S1 Jing Yuan take 8 cycles to clear MLC 12, while a mildly invested in E0 acheron cleared in 3. By the way, this happened on Mr. Poke's stream. He went on his mod's account, who had an E2 S1 Jing Yuan with all limited supports for Jing Yuan, and it took him 8 cycles to clear. But why does that matter if they both still clear? HSR has power creep, but not power creep that has to do with clearing said content. Not much of an issue in my opinion. Genshin didn't get Hyper Bloom for 3 years, lol. This argument right here is complete dog shit, and I'll tell you why. First of all, Hyper Bloom is just one of the most broken elemental reactions. There are multiple, okay? Secondly, enemy HP getting buffed is the issue here. 3 years ago, Genshin enemies were way weaker and had way less annoying mechanics. These days, they have way more HP and have way more annoying mechanics. So yes, while Hyper Bloom wasn't there 3 years ago, the enemies were also significantly weaker 3 years ago. Remember when they forced people to stop using shields, but giving every enemy corrosion? Geo is useless. I mean, yeah, I guess, but that's literally like one element with a few characters back then. You could just make it up with like 4 stars with elemental reactions. I don't think HSR is really egregious in any other way Gacha doesn't also have. Wait 1 year and you'll be making the same video about wuwa and ZZZ. Why would I make a video about something that doesn't even exist yet? Like, these people think this is such a gacha moment. Why the fuck would I make a video be like, oh guys, in 1 year, wuwa and ZZZ are gonna be unplayable because of the power creep? Like, bro, I can't predict the future. What do you want me to say? Sure, there is a slight bit of power creep right now because Jinshi's like 15% stronger than Jian, but it's not that serious, and it isn't necessary for clearing the endgame content, which is what really matters at the end of the day. I said, what are you talking about? By the way, this guy, I don't know what he was on. How many cycles do you have to 3-star 12 MLC 10, right? Not realizing that Jing Yuan's team is only one phase of MLC without accounting the second team, which likely won't be able to end up doing it in 10 cycles because Jing Yuan took 8. You're really defending an E2 S1 DPS not being able to 3-star MLC, while in any of these other games, you can clear with beginner characters. They are nowhere near the same level of power creep. And once again, if you would read my title, like many of you people seem to not have not, which is true. I feel like nobody's actually looked at my title. They're all talking from the perspective of a hardcore player or someone who spends money on the game and has all the relics and all the characters for this shit, not realizing I put free to play casual and even specified my requirements in both of my videos. And once again, if you read my title, like many of you people seem to have not, this is targeted towards casuals who don't know life these games and grind relics daily endlessly. This is from the perspective of someone who has a regular life and takes breaks here and there, in which they'd be fine for any of the games I mentioned, with the exception being Star Rail, which is true. Keep in mind, wuwa, the main game I play right now, the main game I glaze, I took a 2 to 3 week break from the game, and not only was I still able to get Yinlin and Jinshi, but I am still able to clear the content just fine. Like, it's literally just a relic investment diff right now, and it's because I have only my DPSs built. All of my supports are literally don't have a single fucking echo, because I'm greedy, okay? I want to get all my DPSs up before my supports, right? I already read this. Yeah, I already read this. Also, what E2 is one? I said Pokey. I can't tell if you're being stupid on purpose. I said 4 stars can clear in Genshin with casual artifact investment because of elemental reactions. wuwa doesn't have substat RNG as bad as HSR, which is true. It is true. I feel like I have to spend 1 to 2,000 resin in HSR to even get a double crit piece with the right main stat. And then if it doesn't go in the crits, I have to fucking throw it out. Like, all of it just goes to shit. And yes, it's 10 cycles. And yes, it's 10 cycles to clear. And if Jing Yuan takes 8, your second team is likely going to take more, leading to you not clearing the content. I got a full set of 5 set of Havoc Echoes on wuwa without ever farming a Havoc domain. While in HSR, I spent 8,000 resin on Lune's Relic set, which is true. I have spent around this amount of resin on my Ambibitor Lune, and he still has mid-ass relics. Just to still not have a perfect full set. So you're telling me you spent 8,000 on a set, yet you couldn't get a full set, yet refused to use the relic crafting system? This is where I get so frustrated. This is where I got so mad to where I decided to make this video. This dumbass thought that I'd spend 8,000 on fucking Imbibitor Lune's relics, and I wasn't aware of the crafting system. He thinks I just have 1,000 gold relics just sitting there in my inventory that I never salvaged in order to craft new relics on. So, also, wuwa, you can get a set easily, sure, but you'll never level the whole 5-piece setup easily because of how hard it is to get tubes. This is true to an extent, but you need to keep in mind, literally every mode and shop in wuwa has an option to buy XP tubes. And also, if you're being careful with your XP and leveling echoes to 15 to see if you still want to progress further if it gets good substats, this isn't even a problem. It's a problem for me right now, but it's because for content on stream, I literally max leveled like 5 to 10 different echoes in an attempt to get double crit, right? Oh yeah, this guy also said the same shit. I said, I don't think you're very smart. Unlike these other games, you can get echo tubes in almost every shop/mode of wuwa, and XP only becomes a problem when you're trying to max an echo. Yeah, this just says the same shit I said before. I don't think you're very smart either. You're reaching for a reason to make power creep more than what it is. That's why you keep moving the goalpost of what power creep is. No, I'm not. Bro. Oh my god. Okay. Acheron can do 1 million a cycle on average with average investment. Firefly, like her team in general, can do 1 million plus to nearly 2 million a cycle with average investment. Jing Yuan, with average investment and average supports, can do 200k a cycle. Seal, 200 to 300k a cycle. Jing Liu and Imbibitor Lune, probably like 6 to 700k a cycle. So these new DPSs are doing nearly double to triple more damage a cycle than these old DPSs. While in wuwa, it's a 15% difference. In Genshin, it doesn't even fucking matter because you have elemental reactions to make up for it. ZZZ. The game literally just released, so it doesn't fucking matter again. So the only game of these 4 that has the most insane power cliffing is HSR by a mile, okay? It's not even close. The closest is a 15% difference, while HSR is at an entire double to triple difference on these old DPSs. So I say, no, you're just being an asshole and moving the goalpost. I said anyone with casual investment in relics cannot clear endgame with old DPSs, but these new characters can, which is true. A casual investment Firefly team and a casual investment Acheron team is clearing MOC. And if they can't get the new characters, they have to invest in hundreds of hours into relic farming just to make their old characters usable again. In which the situation that's right in the fucking title, casual free-to-play, a healthy person who isn't addicted to these gacha games and thinks playing the game every day isn't normal, unlike you, would not have spent hundreds of hours grinding relics, and can now never clear the endgame content unless he forces himself to do so. In Genshin, you can make up the strength difference with elemental reactions like Hyper Bloom, and in wuwa, the game is so new that there's barely any power creep, with echoes being significantly more universal and easier to acquire. And you can even go out of your way to hunt echoes yourself for the right main stat. Therefore, not only is it harder to get the right relics for your characters, but Honkai Star Rail is more reliant on having multiple built characters and has the worst case of power creep among all the games I mentioned. Now this just goes into some bullshit. This guy, by the way, I want to read this. Not to mention that he only uses Hyper Bloom as an example. What about other reactions? Burning, Crystallize, Shatter. I bet he doesn't even use those because they're not meta. There are multiple interesting reactions in Genshin, yet most of them aren't relevant despite it already being almost to 5.0. Also, he mentioned that 4-star is still good, but I bet it's the same. 4-star, aka the likes of Jing, Bennett, or Fischl, says someone like Mika, Candice, Kirara, and many others who he doesn't even use. Did he delete his comment? He did delete his comment. Okay, so he had a comment like half an hour ago saying that all my videos are bait. All my videos, I'm making these videos on purpose to bait drama. No, I'm just giving my honest fucking opinion, and you guys are the ones being dramatic about it because I'm not being biased. I'm not going on here like these fucking Hoyo creators saying, oh, if you just put in 100 to 200 hours into relics, your team is finally gonna be good, bro. Like, you're complaining too much. If you just invest this much time into the game, it's no longer gonna be a problem. Therefore, the problem isn't that you're a free-to-play casual, it's that you're not investing enough time into the game for your relics. Like, please, okay? Please. Honkai Star Rail was my main gacha game for an entire year. It is currently my second main gacha game, and the only gacha game I'm playing alongside WoW. So if anyone is going to be biased, it is me. But I'm being honest. I'm being honest here. Being a free-to-play casual in these games fucking sucks, okay? At times, you can only get a new limited character every 2 patches. And you need to invest constantly in your relics in order to make up for that difference in having worse characters. And if you miss out on one of these DPSs, Acheron, Firefly, or Fei Xiao, you're missing out on a much easier time of less investment in relics while also doing significantly more damage. So this shits on veteran players who don't play the game anymore. Sorry, another burp. This shits on veteran players who have invested hundreds of hours into the game. It does. It only benefits new players and hardcore players. Because hardcore players don't give a shit. They're gonna non-stop play this game every day for another year straight and thinking that they're casual. They think it's casual to just never take a break off this game. And new players, they can get a shit ton of pulls within their first month of playing the game that'll allow them to get both 5 stars in their first patch. If you're a new player right now, like if you're getting into the game literally right now, you can get a Yun Li, a Zhao Q, and probably a Fei Xiao, maybe even a Ling Sha. You can get 4 or 5 stars in a row that are all really good. You can even go for Huo to run with Fei Xiao and go for Ting Yun whenever she ends up running on a banner and get her E6, right? So this benefits new players because they have all these pulls that they can farm off of the map and the story and chests and events that they can actually make up the difference for being gone so long, right? But for veteran players who have taken a break, let's say the only DPSs they have are Jing, Yuan, and Seal, they come back to the game, now there's Acheron, Firefly, and Fei Xiao, well, they're fucked, okay? They don't have any new pulls, at least free-to-play casuals don't. They don't have any magical pulls on their account suddenly. They don't suddenly have 200 pulls on their account from coming back. They're at 0 pulls, and now they can't clear the endgame content anymore because their relic investment isn't so high to the point that they can make up for the difference in enemies' HP being 50% higher than it used to be. So, I think that's enough. I think I've gone on my rant long enough. And I hope people understand and listen to me. Please, understand. Casual does not mean relic grinding every day non-stop. You want to know the most hilarious part about this? When I mentioned someone going on vacation to take a break from these games, they told me, oh, well, they can still do their dailies while on vacation. Oh my god, these people are so out of touch, it is insane. They don't understand that the point of vacation is to get away from all this bullshit in these games and blah 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 blah. So people, please listen, okay? You are not free to play casual. You're simply not. If you've invested in all this time into fucking relics, characters, and you're trying to speak on free to play casuals, okay? You simply don't fucking get it. I do. I was free to play casual in fucking Genshin for the longest. And I can say, keep in mind, I hate Genshin way more than I hate Honkai Star Rail. But even I can admit that Genshin is less annoying when it comes into needing to invest time into the game. Yes, it is still harder to get 5 stars in Genshin than it is to get 5 stars in Honkai Star Rail. However, it is significantly easier in Genshin to clear with worse characters that aren't meta because you can simply do elemental reactions. I am saying this as someone who doesn't like Genshin. I hate Genshin. It's like my least favorite gacha game of the 4, being wuwa, ZZZ, Honkai Star Rail, and Genshin. Out of those 4, Genshin is my least favorite. But I can still admit and be unbiased and say that it is easier to clear content in Genshin with lower relic investment or artifact investment than it is to clear in Honkai Star Rail with low relic investment. Okay? My voice is nearly gone. I am frustrated. I'm not going to pretend I'm not. I know some of these CCs will get pissed and be like they'll very clearly be pissed and be like, oh, this shit doesn't bother me. Oh, like, no, this shit does bother me. I'm bothered by how many idiots there are in these games. Now, in my own stream that I did today, we actually talked about this a bit. And there were people with actual brains in there who knew how to hold a conversation and understand how it could be from another person's perspective. However, it seems like I cannot get that whenever I make a video. Everyone thinks, oh, this guy is just making bait drama videos so that they can get... These videos do the worst of any of my videos, okay? My video about who I should pull for in 2.5 has gotten more views than anything on this topic. I don't give a shit, man. These don't give me any views, really. These give me my normal amount of views. There isn't a difference. And so, I have people calling me a drama bait YouTuber. Like, shut the fuck up, okay? I don't give a shit. Please just get out of my comment section. I am an opinion-based YouTuber. Whether it be a topic surrounded by drama or not, I'm going to talk about it and give my honest opinion on it. Okay? That's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Very, very long. And yeah, peace.